Over live was good.
Yo, what's up?
I respect, man. I've been watching you for like months on this. Happened to the Chinese grandma going around the country. So important, especially now. I'm so glad that y'all are bringing this all over the country because we need this message so bad for years before now. But it's only gotten worse with the COVID pandemic.
Where you from?
From the Bay Area. So I was talking to my brother,
Whoa,
young,
yo, listen, I'm
hey,
not gonna
proud to
front.
be in the
I can
country.
kind of tell. I can kind of tell when I'm speaking to a Bay Area person because y'all just got this like, yo, nah, y'all got this like, like I don't know, like y'all got this fighting spirit in y'all.
The
You know what I'm
activist
saying?
spirit, the Asian
Like I
American
could just
turn
tell
came
it.
today. So we're gonna be there in the city for y'all. So I'll DM y'all if there's anything I can do to help. But I'm glad y'all coming because we need it.
We coming, girl. Let
Yes,
me
I've
see
been
what you
ready.
got on your hat. What's on your hat? Let me see.
We got Pac, hella famous. That's me. I'm a poet. That's my stage name. We got Yuri Kochiyama.
Yuri Kochiyama. What's the do you know the history on Yuri Kochiyama?
Of course.
What
Of
did
course.
break it down?
She befriended Malcolm X and she was interned as a Japanese American in World War II. And she used to feel like that person that was colorblind. There is no racism. You know, it's all good. Like we're all Americans until her family was incarcerated in World War II and lost everything. And then she ended up moving to Harlem, which was predominantly black. And she started to see like the parallels between being Japanese American and between what was going on with the black community. And she started following the career of Malcolm X. And
Mm.
then she reached out to him and she met him and they created like a friendship. And she got super involved until she died at almost 100 years old, fighting for political prisoners, for women's rights, helping to start the Asian American movement for black liberation for decades and decades. And I feel like people are just now kind of starting to understand her legacy and like what that means for us as Asian Americans and people of color and having like real, actual, like non-performative, like solidarity with one another. So she's everything. She got to be there.
That's fire. Yeah, she got to be there.
You got to be there.
Yo, so what is your take on what is your take on so the 89-year-old grandma? Did you see that the kids they found two kids?
Yes, I saw that. I think it was either yesterday or earlier today. I saw that on the news. So, you know, to be honest, I'm not surprised that it's 13-year-old kids. And I think that speaks to like, it speaks to a lot of things. I mean, I definitely believe there needs to be accountability, but like you were saying, I'm not a fan of cops. I think that everything going on since George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, while they're African American, it speaks to like not only defunding police, but even abolishing police force. So I think in this case, because they're so young, we have an opportunity for like major restorative justice. So it's like, okay, if the Chinese community in Bensonhurst is hella vulnerable, it's like, okay, what could that community come together and say we need from these kids? Is that like community service? Is it send them to Chinese school, send them to learn about the culture, send them to work at a
Right.
Chinese Chinese
I feel like yo, yeah. I feel like there could be some creative punishment there.
exactly.
But still, all right. So you brought up you brought up something, and I want to talk to you about it because um, there are people out there that are saying that I am a pro cop, right?
Hmm.
And which doesn't make any sense to me. It's like it makes me laugh, right? But do you feel like you support abolishing the police?
I personally support abolishing the police, and I felt that way prior to this moment. But I also understand, like, to make that really happen, we don't even have an agreement in this country of people of all races and economic backgrounds saying they're willing to defund the police. So while I personally believe in abolishing the police, I feel like that's it's like a two-part goal. It's like how do we defund the police and create that accountability to long-term abolish? Because I don't
Well,
think
well,
our
well,
country's ready to abolish the
right.
police.
That's just I'm not against that, but it just doesn't make sense to me, right?
Hmm.
It doesn't make sense to me because a lot of people say, "Hey, the police are not the problem."
Right.
Right. The police is just the fingertips of the problem. There's still a
Exactly.
whole body that you're talking. So you're worried about the fingertip that pulled the trigger, but you're not worried about the rest of the all of the functions that had to take place in order to pull the trigger. Correct. So if you're just worried about the police are not the major problem, right?
Exactly.
What is the problem is the fucking system, right?
Right.
The system that is broken, That
Mm-hmm.
is the problem. The problem, see, like I always say, if the system didn't train the police to respond that way, the police would
Right.
not respond that way. One,
Exactly.
if the system did not allow these officers to kill people and murder people with proof that they murdered them and
Right.
don't arrest them and don't sentence them properly, not a fucking slap on the wrist here, take 12
Right.
months in a fucking jail where you can get fucking Domino's pizza and Starbucks coffee every fucking morning. No, you
Mm.
fucking go, they got to do the same shit that, you know, Jamal, if he kills
Right.
somebody, or anybody else, if they kill somebody, Jose,
Ex-
if fuck whoever, right? If they kill somebody, give them the same time and at the same time, right?
Right.
So what I'm saying is the police are not the major problem here. The major
Mm.
problem is the system. So even
Right.
if you just take all the police out, all that's
Mm-hmm.
gonna happen is that the world is gonna go crazy, right? It's gonna
In the
fucking
beginning.
be nuts outside, and I don't know who's gonna protect what, and I don't know what that. But I know that for the first two, for when the police pull back out of New York and they pull back their presence,
Mm-hmm.
everything skyrocketed. Murder rate skyrocketed. Everything skyrocketed. So if you don't have, I'm not for police. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
pro police. But if you're gonna take out the police, well, let's not worry. Let's not worry about that. Let's worry about the system. We need to change that whole system, because as
Agree.
long as that system's there, they're gonna find something else to oppress us with. You know what I'm saying? So, um, that's where my stance on it. And I don't feel like all police are bad.
Of
And I
course not.
don't, they're not all bad. You know what I'm saying? However, they are all part of a gang.
Right.
And just like any gang, you have to follow gang orders, no matter how cool you are, no matter how down to earth you are, no matter how much you like dogs or you like fucking music. I don't know. Whatever commonality we have, you're still in that gang. And that
Right.
gang has orders and rules and regulations. And unless you're ready to break that fucking those rules and regulations, you are still a part of the system. You know what I'm saying? And whenever the system decides to do some fucked up shit, to do
Mm-hmm.
some bullshit, you are also gonna be a part of that wheel. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So, I mean, I don't feel like, you know, all officers are bad people, but I
Of
do
course.
feel like they are a part of a system that really isn't for the people.
And we should be clear about the system, because everything, like I've been to all these rallies and all this shit, and people just want to keep talking about cops. It's like you said, it's a system. So, of course, police officers are one component of it, but then you have like the training school, you have the district attorneys, you have the judges, you have the public defenders. So, of course, cops is part of it. But let's say, like, I go rob a liquor store and a cop comes and arrests me. Like, yeah, the cop is part of it, but then, like, who's the judge that's going to be there? Who's doing my jury duty? What if I can't afford a lawyer and I can't? Who's the public defender? And so it's like a multifaceted system where, if we want to talk about defunding the police, let's also talk about the overall criminal justice system, because most of our district attorneys are a hot ass mess, ready to poor people and people of color to prison for hella long. So it's not just the cops, like you said, and not all cops are bad. It's like a bigger system that we're fighting.
Right. It's the whole system. Like I said before, I was in the system since I was a kid. You know what I mean? I was in, you know, detention centers and stuff like that as young as like 8 years old. Like was
Mm-hmm.
it like, you know, definitely 12, 8 I started to go to like the group homes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you almost fell right there. You saw that? 8 when I started going to the group homes, and then I started you know, every time I like from a group home I'll go to like juvenile detention, juvie. And
Mm-hmm.
then the same people that I saw in my group home were with me in juvie. And then
Right.
when I went to juvie, once I went from juvie to upstate, you know, boys like detention, the
Mm-hmm.
same people that was in juvie with me was there. And then when I went to Rikers Island, the same people that I was with in all those other places I see in Rikers Island. And this shit
Right.
just keeps on going. So once you're in the system is designed to keep you in the system.
Mm-hmm.
Because in this country, prison is for profit. You
It
know what I'm
is.
saying? Yeah, yeah. You're right. So like the system is for profit. Like the prison system is for profit. They need these prisons filled because
Mm,
the more people that are in the prisons, the more money that they get. You know what I'm saying? So whenever we have a system that 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 benefits off of a prison system is no good.
exactly. We saw that happen in California. Y'all probably experiencing it possibly in LA, but we had the wildfires a few weeks ago in wine country and here in the Bay Area where the sky was like hella unhealthy. They're telling you not to go outside because it's so bad. And they didn't have enough firefighters because they rely on prison fire camps. So it's primarily men that are locked up that are in these like fire camps, and they let them go be firefighters during the wildfire season. But because of COVID, they either had to be on lockdown because, as I'm sure you're aware, jails and prisons are like a hotbed for COVID. So we got folks dying up in these like facilities, but they either had to be on quarantine or they had to let a lot of people on early release if they were like elderly or nonviolent offensive. They didn't have access to fire camps. So the fires have still been like low key raging because they didn't have enough firefighters. But then when you get out of the fire camp, they don't let you become it's starting to change actually right now, but previously it was like, oh, you were locked up, you were in fire camp, you put out wildfires, then you come out, but you have a felony, you're not going to be a firefighter because of your like record, we won't let you. So it's like you said, for profit. So they had people locked up fighting fires, but then when you get out, we're not going to let you become a firefighter and have all this pension and all this good benefits and like the good pay of being a firefighter. So like it's been very apparent during this like pandemic time just how like fucked all the systems are and how they're all like super connected to each other.
Right. Right. Um. Yeah. So I mean, it's fucked up, but I just wanted to talk to you about that whole abolishing the police
Right.
thing, and I feel like I just wanted to talk to you about that. Other than that, we are coming to San Francisco
Yeah.
Saturday.
There.
We are actually coming tomorrow. We're gonna be in the city tomorrow. We're gonna be
Okay.
just looking around, just meeting, just checking it out.
Get
And
acclimated.
huh?
To get acclimated to the bay, especially because the fires are still going on. So it looks
Wait,
really.
so there's like a fire thing going on. So is that gonna? You think that's gonna stop?
No, because the fires are not in San Francisco. It's just that depending on where the fires are right now, the air quality might not be amazing, but nothing's going to be on fire around you.
Okay. So we're just gonna wear a mask. Mask up, y'all.
Let me ask you a
Yeah,
question real
definitely
quick.
mask up and bring a lot of water because of like the fire is like getting the toxins. So just making sure to bring like hella water.
Yo, look at this. Every time we do something, it's always something.
Against us.
The last one we had, it was fucking the heat wave, and it
Right,
was Memorial Day weekend. And
right.
this time we got it. This fucking fire
Fires.
with
I-
asbestos in the air.
So
But that's just what it is. Social
let me
justice is
ask
not
you
free.
a question real quick. Let me ask you a question real quick. So when we traveling from over here to over there, are we gonna cross like that area that's on fire? Is it gonna mess up our traveling?
No, because the fires are mostly coming from like the wine country area, which is like north of San Francisco.
Uh,
And kind of like the other side, like the 707, which is like the North Bay, but on the other side of wine country has also been on fire. So y'all shouldn't get stuck in the fires, but as you're driving from SoCal to the Bay, you will probably see like the sky go from like blue. Well, y'all in LA, it's hella smoggy out there, but you'll see it go from like a gray blue to like it was like a red, like haze color today. So it's not going to be like pretty California skies, but y'all won't get stuck in the fires.
all right, thank you.
All right, cool. Yo, the last rally, and I was giving my talk and shit. I put lotion on my face, like as to block the sunscreen. And why did I do that? Because I was sweating and that shit started coming
Oh,
into my eyes. No, like I couldn't see, so I was in the middle of talking, and I'm like, you gotta stand up and fight back. Yo, like my eyes was burning.
I'm just hella emotional about the cause. People know that you're really about it, but live
You
and
said
learn, right?
what?
I said people just know you're really about it. They think you're crying, but live and learn. Just wear some sunglasses, especially in the city because of the fires.
Right, right. All right. So what else? What else? So all right, when we come, do you know what we're coming for?
Becoming fighting against not only hate crimes against Asians, but also like racial solidarity. And I saw y'all say on a different live is like I like this expression was introducing Asians like to the rest of everybody else because it's like we know who we are, but like do other people know who we are and where we stand politically. So it's not only about us, it's about us and other people. So I just think the whole thing together is really important.
Right. And also, we are here to activate.
Yes.
When we come, we're activating, right?
Yes.
So what we are activating is we're gonna create this Discord channel, right? And when we come there that day, everybody, but when you step in, somebody's gonna come and you're gonna get the Discord information. And or if 500 people are there,
It's dope.
500 people will be a part of this Discord
That's awesome.
whenever it goes off, right? So
Yeah.
now with 500 people on this Discord, that's like, okay, we're all on the same mind. And at that day, when we come to speak, we're activating. We're telling you what our mission statement is. We're telling
Right.
you what we're out here trying to do. We're telling you what is it that they can't burn us all is really out here to do. And once we do that, the Discord is up, and that means that's our like turning on the switch in San Francisco. And from there,
Look,
everybody's just gonna be on the Discord. Well, okay, we can do this, we can do that, we can do this, we can do that, and everybody's figuring it out. A community, and we're building this community. And that's what we want to do. We want to put more community with like-minded people in there,
yes.
and working and putting the little bit that they can do, whatever they could do to pitch in and make a better community. And I think that's beautiful. I think that's gonna be super fire.
And the time is now. I mean, we've always needed it, but I mean, like the time to move on it is more imperative than ever. So I love that y'all are out here. I'm here to support. I'll be in your DMs how I can help. But welcome to the Bay. We can't wait to have y'all come out.
Thank you so much. Much love, sister.
I appreciate
Appreciate
it.
it. Yes. She's gangster. Yo, the people, yeah, all right, you can turn me off. You wasn't supposed to hear that one. Go.
Okay.
Yo, she is super gangster. The people from the Bay are like, you're still not supposed to be. Can you click me off? I can't
Turn it
click
off
you
though.
off.
Okay.
Go. It's weird while me talking about you while you're still on here listening to me. Yo, but she seems super gangster. I just appreciate the fight. I appreciate seeing other Asian brothers and sisters just ready to fight. You know what I'm saying? And not in a bad way, but just ready to, put it in. You know what I'm saying? She's gangster. Let's go.